Hi everyone, I'm Rick Kennedy from Peaceful Fare. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple blueberry pie with a few tweaks to make it vegan. So let's get started. So the first step we want to do is we want to make our pie crust because it takes a while for it to set up. So in your food processor, you're going to add in 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I've already done it. Next to that, you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of sea salt. The third you're going to add in is your frozen butter. Try to freeze your butter and cube it like I have. Makes it easier. This is plant-based butter by Basel. Place your cubes in. You want to pulse it, so you want the butter just to break up into small pieces. Now that you're done pulsing, and your butter should be incorporated, it should be small little pieces. Almost kind of like sand, you don't want to play with it too much, you don't want to melt the butter. And get yourself half a cup of ice cold water, colder the better, and you're going to slowly put in 3 tablespoons at a time. You might not need all of the water. And give it a little blend. If it hasn't come together, keep adding 3 more tablespoons until it starts to come together and there's no clumps and a ball starts to form. Now that you're adding your water, the consistency should be similar to this. Very easy dough, no clumps. We're going to transfer our dough to a floured surface, and we're going to knead and fold and roll it into a ball, and then we're going to divide it in half for 2 equal parts. The first part is the bottom, the second part is the top. Now we transfer our dough to our work surface. Start to knead the dough. Don't want to work it too much because you don't want the butter to continue to melt with your warm hands. Just want to try to incorporate everything. If you have too much flour, you can push it to the side. You just don't want it to stick to the surface. Knead it a few more minutes. Roll it into a ball. I'm going to divide the ball in half. This will be the bottom of your pie crust. This will be the top. Roll the 2 pieces into a ball again. Flatten them out a little bit. You can use a roller pin that you lightly floured. Roll it out to about 1 inch. One. And there's 2. And wrap them. And then you're going to place them in the fridge for 1 hour to set up. Your dough is resting in the fridge for 1 hour. We can move on to the pie filling. So the first thing you want to do is the night before, or if you have a couple hours early in the morning, you want to take 6 cups of frozen blueberries and you want to thaw them. So I would recommend do it the night before like I did. I'll show you right here. And you want to strain them. So I just left it literally like this. I covered it and I put it in the fridge. So we have some reserved juice at the bottom. The blueberries are fully thawed and they're all drained. So to do this as well, you want to reserve a half a cup of the juice that you're going to need later on. I'll get to that in 1 minute. So to a medium-sized saucepan, you're going to add your blueberries. And to that, you're going to add 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a half a cup of sugar. This actually is plant-based sugar by Wholesome. If you use half a cup, it doesn't turn out too sweet. Over here, we go to the stove and we're going to cook it for 5 minutes. So now we're cooking our blueberries for 5 minutes to melt the sugars, almost like a jam. Now that your blueberries have been cooking for 5 minutes, starting to reduce, turn down the heat to a medium-low, and then you're going to take that reserved juice, that half a cup, and then to that you're going to add 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. You're going to make a slurry. And you add that slurry to the pot of the blueberries. As I said, turn the heat down to medium-low and continue to cook for another 3 minutes till thicken. Now that your blueberries are thickened, remove them from the stove, place them on the counter. Need protection underneath it. Don't want to burn the counter. Give another little stir. You want these to completely cool before you use them. Don't put them in the fridge. Let them cool on the counter. Okay, so now it's been an hour. Our pie dough is all set up. So you're going to remove them from the fridge. And your filling should be nice and cool as well to be able to put into the pie crust. So I'm going to roll out the bottom. Lightly flour your surface. This dough is very easy to work with. I'm just using an inexpensive pie plate, nothing too fancy. You want your bottom same diameter of it with a little bit of a lip. That looks good. So we're going to trim out the edges and we're going to place it in the pie pan. Okay, now we have the bottom of the pie all done. Set that to the side. And get our top. Again, lightly flour. Want them both to be of the same thickness. Some people go 1/8, some people go 1/4. The top part of the pie, I'm going to go with a lattice work. So I'm going to finish rolling it out and then I'll cut it into strips and I'll just show you in a second. Alright, so now we've cut our strips out for the top or the lattice. Take our pie, and take the bottom, I'm going to fill it with a cooled mixture. When you're filling it, try not to touch the sides, try to keep it all in the middle. Okay. So now we're going to take tops, place strips, and start the crossbar. Okay, to start your crisscross pattern on your pie, start off with, say, 5 strips across the top. And you want to take your second starting row, going across. You're going to flip up every second one. It's a little messy. Take your strip, place it across. Then when you go to go across, you're going to take the last layer, pull back, lay the lattice over top. The same for this strip. On the cross pattern. Crisscross pattern, sorry. Now that you have your crisscross pattern done, you want to trim up the edges. Just take a little knife and go around, trim it. We just lightly press the strips on the outside edge so they seal. And I melted just a little bit of vegan butter with a brush. I lightly brush the top. preheat your oven to 350. When your oven is ready to go, place your pie in the oven. You want to bake for 50 to 60 minutes. To the top is a golden brown. And then you want to remove from the oven and let it rest for 10 minutes. Okay, now that you've removed your pie from the oven and you've let it cool for at least 10 minutes or so, you should be ready to cut in. And here's your pie. So that's our blueberry pie recipe for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Rick Kennedy from Peaceful Fare, and I'm wishing you a happy holiday and stay safe.